You know, successful rice production depends on getting adequate input to enhance yields, especially in very critical times like this. In a bid to ensure food security, the NDDC, an interventionist agency of government, has partnered with the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria. We can tell you that the NDDC Director of Corporate Affairs, Pius Ughagboteni, I hope I got that right, informed that NDDC MD Dr. Samuel Ogbuku met with the rice farmers in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Now, with a smart agriculture approach, self-sufficiency in rice production is assured. You've been about your state is in the news.
It's exciting. And yeah, forming an alliance with rice farmers is a very smart move, and it should be sustained. And also, you know, it's an economic
boon.
Yes, and they're diverting from this mono economy on oil and oil and oil. And of course, with the obvious biological factors, the Niger Delta area is a good place to cultivate rice.
Yeah.
And they already have rice mills, and they have one in Port Harcourt, they have one in Akwa Ibom. And I think they should acquire more. And it's a good move, so that we can be self-sufficient in food production.
There are many varieties of rice in Nigeria. It gives you hope.
Yes.
If we can tap into it.
We should.
Yeah.
We should, and it shouldn't just end with, I know that Lagos State had collaborated with Niger State. Other states, what can your state produce abundantly? Collaborate with other states so that we can be self-sufficient in the area of food production.
Yeah.
The land is green, the land is vast.
Ourselves.
We can, and even we can feed ourselves and have excess to export.
Yeah.
It's
not necessarily getting some unscrupulous Nigerians ferrying food items, as we discussed yesterday.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It can only get better.
Yes, and I'm happy that the NDDC, as an interventionist agency, is looking in different directions to actualize its mandate. And its mandate is not simply to construct roads, you know, or to desilt rivers in the Niger Delta area. It also has to show more than a passing interest in food production. The season that we are now has made it clear to us that food production must be our priority. We have a situation in which the Lagos governor confessed to me during the media
the chat
media party with him.
Yeah.
Media chat that they have a rice mill here, the biggest in West Africa, but they don't have paddies. And without rice paddy, you can't keep the mill working. Yeah. And you need paddy in ample quantity, not just a few trailers here and there. The sort of quantity that matches maybe 2 vessels, for example, 2 vessels filled with rice paddy. Now Lagos is looking for where to get paddy here and there. It's difficult at this time because state governors, local governments, federal agencies are also looking for rice to distribute to people. So the farmers are already, they are overworked trying to produce paddy. So at this time, there is nowhere to go. It's already thinking maybe government can allow Lagos to import, and it's not going to be easy. Because if you are allowed to import, it can hurt domestic rice mills.
Yeah.
So we just have to continue to produce. And as Ibn Abbas said, The Niger Delta area is tailor-made for rice production. All the ecological factors that encourage rice production are present.
That's it.
Sufficient water, sufficient rainfall. You can produce rice 2 times in a year.
Yeah.
Harvest rice 2 times in the year within the Niger Delta area. The Niger Delta area can produce more than half of the entire rice needs of Nigeria. It's just the zeal has to be there. In Kebbi State, Kebbi is Nigeria's biggest rice grower. They produce, on the average, 2.5 million tons, metric tons. Metric tons of rice in wet season. They are able to produce 1.5 metric tons of rice in dry season. So you can imagine the opportunities that are there. And in Bayelsa, for example, they produce palm fruit in ample quantity.
Oh yeah.
They could focus on that because you see miles and miles as far as the eyes can see of palm trees,
Yeah.
just like in Akwa Ibom too in your state. So we just have to continue to work harder at producing a lot more. If countries like China, like India, like Malaysia, with
Singapore,
big populations,
yeah,
can feed themselves,
Indonesia, yeah.
we don't have an excuse.
Sorry about that. Even about, let's talk about varieties. If you go to parties now, you are served the conventional rice types. The moment ofada comes into the picture, the mood changes. So it tells you there's a little something about our rice type.
There is. Even, I don't know which state that comes from, but we have a kind of rice that you can make into what we call swallow. You can turn it,
Okay.
and, turn it into
becomes
like a cereal.
Yeah.
A cereal, and then you eat it with soup and all of that.
A boy, for instance.
I'm not quite sure of the
rice like
state.
that.
So my excitement is that this transition away from this oil economy, that is the key thing for me, because this, reliance on oil, as if there is nothing else Nigeria can do.
Penchant, for imported rice
Exactly.
should cease.
Yes, and some of this imported rice, from what we heard, some of them probably have stayed so long wherever they kept them in their warehouses and all of that. So sometimes you tell yourself, what are you actually consuming? The ones produced in Nigeria,
They are more nutritious.
they are more nutritious because they are not polished. They are more nutritious.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and I hope that we are going to sustain this.
Okay. NDDC, we wish you well.